Hey everybody! So our objective here is now that we're on the tail end of dividing, we've already multiplied by 3's and 4's, we're going to look back and just review what we did in this chapter before we jump ahead to the next one. So a nice first day of reviewing dot paper and skip counting, right? One of the first lessons we did was we talked about skip counting by 3's. We realize it's not as natural as counting 5, 10, 15, 20 because we haven't done it enough. But we wanted you to practice and sing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? Over and over again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Even if you don't get that second hand, it would be nice if you could skip count at least the first 5. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. It's a very useful tool. If someone asks you to solve 5 3's or 2 3's or 6 3's, you can just hold up that many fingers and go 3, 6. Skip counting. Great strategy when you're multiplying by 3's. Second strategy. Maybe you don't have all those numbers memorized. You don't have that song in your head, or you just want to see it and double check. Well, one of the best things to use is dot paper. Teachers always have it, and they're glad to give it to you because they know you're going to be thinking through your problems carefully. So, let's say I give you a big piece of dot paper, and I ask you to solve a problem 5 3's or 2 3's or 6 3's. What you're going to do is you're going to realize, okay, I don't need all these dots. I just need 5 of them. 5 rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. There's my answer. The rest of it, I don't really need. My answer is in the yellow. So now I just have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? Now, if you want to double check, hold up 5 fingers and go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I got 15 both different ways. I must be doing something right. So using dot paper with your 3's and with your 4's, right? Same thing, but now the song changes a little bit. The numbers change a lot. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. If you don't know the song, you can use the dot paper. Let me do one of these. I'm going to do 8 4's. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the dot paper's good, but it ain't great. That's a lot of dots I have to count. It's not my favorite strategy to count 1,000,000 dots. So if you can, try to learn the 4's. It will save you a little bit of time. And if you can't do the 4's, at least do 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Right? It's a lot of counting. And when you count that many numbers, there's a chance of a silly mistake. So eventually, 3rd grade, you're just going to memorize that 4 8's or 8 4's are 32. The last thing we talked a little bit about is that if you're really good with your 4's, but you don't know your 6's yet, remember, in multiplication, you can always flip the numbers. So if someone says, what are 4 6's? And you're like, I don't know my 6's. Mr. W didn't teach us 6's. You can realize that, you know what? I don't have to solve this problem. I can flip it the other way. 4, 8, I should put 2 here. 12, 16, 20, 24. If you know your 4's and you can sing them and you have dot paper for them and someone gives you 6's, don't forget that you're able to flip. All right. Before we race ahead to talk about a couple more things that we did this chapter, I just want to really stamp in those 3's and 4's. So let me show you how you're going to do it. you are going to get a hundreds chart. The first thing you're going to notice about this hundreds chart is that some numbers are missing. So you're going to go ahead and put the numbers in place. 1, 2, I would rather use black, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and just pause. There, I paused you for a second and I finished all of these. It says at the bottom, once you fill in all those missing numbers, and there were more than I thought there were, so give yourself a little time to do that. You're going to use a blue highlighter because I want to still be able to see the numbers underneath there. And you're going to sing 3, 6, 9, right? And you're going to look for a pattern as you do this. Just notice that when you're counting by 3's, you're skipping 2 numbers and getting to the next one. So 3, skip, skip, 6, skip, skip, 9, skip, skip, 12, skip, skip, 15, 18, skip, skip, 21. You see what I'm seeing here? I see a pattern. Right? You can start to see what's happening as you go through with your 3's. And then it says, switch to red and go through with your 4's. 4, 8, 12. Oh, interesting. 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and 30. Oh, I think I see a pattern here too. So if these two line up, those two are going to line up. Those two are going to line up. If these two line up, we're going to get that one. Get that one. Then we're going to switch back over here. Interesting. So it's going to be kind of a polka dot crazy mess, but see if you can't extend the pattern, counting by 3's, counting by 4's, matching up the pattern, but be careful. They don't just want you to get all the 4's. You have to count by 4's. Some of the 4's, sure, 24, 44, but not 34, not 14, right? So don't just go through and get every 4 you see or every 3 you see. You need to do multiple skip counting of 3's and 4's. All right, and then the second activity I want you to do for me is a little bit of a put on your thinking cap kind of activity. It's a challenge practice, and it says this. Steve is reading a big book, and he starts at page 7. So I wrote that down for you. Steve starts at page 7. Now he's going to read this big book for 4 days. He reads 3 pages every day. What page will Steve stop on when he gets all the way over here on day 4? Now, I've given you a little bit of a diagram explaining what needs to happen, what sort of pattern you might expect. You just need to continue the pattern. So, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 3 gave me the 10. 10 plus the 3, 11, 12, 13 should give you the next number. Plus the 3 should give you... Oh, I see where you're going, Mr. W. Try this out for me, okay? Thanks, everybody. Bye now.